Yo, what's going on? This is your man Ryan Righteous, the Independent Artist Spotlight, man. I'm excited, y'all. I'm sitting down with C.W. Allen, Chicago's own. He's in the building, bro. He's got the Lion EP. It's been tearing up the charts, man. He's doing such a great job on Spotify, and I'm just excited to talk to this brother, man. We're gonna talk to him about how he came up with this character, Lion Star, and why people thought it was actually his lifestyle, right? So we're gonna get into that, man. This is your man Ryan Rice. This is the Independent Artist Spotlight, and we in the building. Lego. CW, what's up, fam?
Hey, what's good with you, bro? How you feeling?
Man, I'm doing good, bro. Good to talk to you. Good to see you again. How's everything?
Good, man. Just taking care of the family. We these last couple of days, Chicago has been Siberia, so it's been real cold. But today we got a heat wave. It's 50 degrees, and
That's
my furnace blew out the coldest day. So
that's
it's been an
insane.
adventure.
How can you call 50 degrees a heat wave, man? That's insane.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
could I
that's
couldn't
right.
do it. I could not do it, man. I could
Yeah,
not do it.
man. Yep.
That's crazy. Well, man, look, it's good to talk to you, man. Last time we caught up, it was like 10 years ago, bro.
Wow, that's crazy. It's been that long.
Yeah, so I'm sure a lot has changed, man. Talk about you, bro. How's everything going with the music?
Yeah, the music is going straight. Still, still performing, still writing. I'm starting to write a new project now, but
Okay.
yeah, been just building a team for real. Like one of my homies, FC on the beat, who does a lot of my production. He just signed on to help me with brand management, and then Amber Danae, she sings with me, so she's also operations. And then I got a homie doing some videography for me, Ryan Isaiah. So I'm excited to see like the team build, and I'm like, I just gotta deliver so that I don't let them down.
Man, that's great. That's great,
Yeah, bro.
man. That's so great to hear. And so we talked a little bit about, man, the climate in Chicago, bro. Not just
Yeah.
the actual weather climate, but actually just like the tension and everything, man. How are you all weathering that?
I think we have our good days and our bad days. Like
Okay.
today, I heard the ice was actually leaving, so a lot of the tension with that has kind of like dissipated some. But there's been a lot of pastors and different activists just kind of getting together, protesting, doing rallies and prayer meetings because, I was talking with one homie and I was like, I just felt like I wanted to try to really tangibly be a part of what's going on
Yeah.
in the best way that I could. So I said, man, what would it look like for us to throw some benefit concerts and just use the money from the concerts to give to different organizations that are doing the work on the ground. And
Okay.
as we were talking about this and trying to figure it out, he's just telling me about like what's going on in his community. He's like, yeah, man, like they just snatching people up. Like you don't know where they going, unmarked, just grabbing people, splitting kids up from families, like just reckless. You know what I mean? And that's not like just like our Latino brothers and sisters. That's black folks, people with warrants, all kind of stuff. Like it's crazy.
Man, I'm sorry to hear that, bro. I am really sorry to hear that because that's just it's heartbreaking, man. Like in our own country, man, we gotta like police each other. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's nutty. And you know what? It's just for me it's wild because I got a lot of friends who are, believers in fighting and they're part of like thinking deeply about justice and with Chicago because of our makeup, you just can't separate the two.
Yeah.
Like in some contexts, you could just focus on, going to church and doing some ministry as a Sunday Christian, so to speak.
Yeah.
You got to know the politics. You got to know who the alderman is, who run your community, or you can't run or function in the ministry. You have to know the history because Chicago's so segregated. So it's
Oh,
just like if you don't know the nuances of whichever neighborhood of the 77 that you are in, you'll be a lame duck. Like you won't even know how to best present or do things. So it's an interesting place to do ministry, to live life. It's a beautiful place and it's
yeah.
also a broken place. So I've been learning a lot. Been learning a lot.
Man, kudos to you. Hats off to you for sticking around, man, and wanting to see your city get better and improve.
Yes, I mean it's just a dope. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. It's a dope. It's just a dope opportunity because Throughout this time being here, I've just experienced some of the most beautiful things in Chicago, like,
Yeah.
the taste and like the different festivals in the summer. Ain't no
Yeah.
place like summertime shy. And then I've also held a bat in my 1-year-old while I watched people riot. Like it's just
Ugh.
been the craziest dichotomy of life, but I've also experienced so much beauty here. So I'm just grateful to be a part of the community.
And I can imagine too, man, that is where you get a lot of your inspiration to write music. The
Oh, for
things you
sure.
experience, the things you see,
Yeah.
the traumas that you even go through.
Mhm.
Talk to me about the new EP, bro. How's it been going?
Yeah, overall, I think it's been going fine. Still, sharing the songs and rolling things out, but I'm excited about it because it's a little bit different than most of the project I've done.
Yeah.
Like my last project was a live hip hop album, so it was very reflective of the pandemic. So I'm talking
Okay.
through experiencing how I processed the Capitol riots and the Black Lives Matters movements, which was very heavy here. Experiencing, riots in the presidential election and my blackness and just all of that and what does it mean as a man seeking God and just trying to live and raise a
Yeah.
family. And so that album and EP was very much wrapped around the pandemic and the struggles that go along with it. And
Uh-huh.
so with this one, I just was like, I don't want it to necessarily be autobiographical. I don't want it to really reflect everything that's going on in my life directly. But what can I do? What can I say?
Sure. Sure.
And so, this project was very much like a story and just me reflecting on my love for just good storytelling and all of that. So I'm excited for folks to experience the EPs and the film. Yeah.
Man, you got to tell me this story about Lion Man. I saw
hmm
in the short film that he's like a real character. Like he's, superstar in rap and arrogant as all get out. And people
Yep.
actually thought that was you.
Yes.
What was that
Yeah.
like?
So I actually had, I was doing a show and at the live show, I was like, y'all know, like, I'm not lying, right? Like, I'm not him. It's a separate character. And people was like, wait, what? He's all shocked. And I'm like, nothing about me says that I'm lying. But the whole premise of it was that I wanted to create a character and it was kind of fluky how it happened though.
Uh-huh.
I had a friend, she went to Nairobi, Kenya, where she used to live at.
Okay.
And she had this ring. It was a lion ring. And she gave it to me for my birthday because she knew I loved lions. And this ring couldn't fit on any of my fingers except my pinky. So I'm like, I'm not like really a pinky ring type of dude. But I put it on and I was like, yo, this feel like some boss type stuff.
Yeah.
And in my mind just start going crazy all over the place. And I was like, what would it look like to create a character who's kind of like building up to becoming a kingpin?
Uh-huh.
But he happens to be an artist. And the more I just began to flesh it out, I start thinking about this character whose name is Lion. And Lion is in the beginning very exuberant, like a Nipsey Hussle, like you love his storytelling and captivating. Um, and then very charismatic, like a Kanye, like very much
Yeah.
pull you in like that young Kanye. Like I'm gonna stand on the table and tell you who I am.
Yeah.
And so those are archetypes of how I built the character. And
Mhm.
then so when you get to the first EP, it's just you getting introduced to him on a radio show
Okay.
and his crazy stories. And then the film picks up from the cliffhanger of the EP, and then the new EP obviously continues that story. And we'll see if people want to hear more of it because I got some ideas.
Man. That's crazy, man. That
Yeah,
that
yeah.
story, when I first heard that story, I was like, that's insane that people would be like, yo, that's really what you deal with. That's really what you own.
Listen, I let someone preview the first EP, and there's a story where Lion is on the radio, and he tells the radio host about a time where he's at the gas station or Walgreens, and his daughter in the back seat, and he like get jumped on, and they take the whip, but his daughter's in the car seat, and they drive off with his car. And so he's like, I'm chasing the car and I can't catch it. And I guess they realize my baby's in the back seat, so they jump out and run.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I'm envisioning like how dudes like, take your whip in the shy. Like it was carjacking was a big thing that summer. And the my friend was listening and she's like, "Dubby, did that happen to you?" And I'm like, no, that ain't it's not a real story.
That's funny, man. So
Yeah.
talk to me about your musical influence, man.
Hmm.
Obviously, in the shy, there's a little bit of
Hmm.
Kanye there. Talk to
Yeah,
me
for
about that
sure.
influence and like how you got started in writing.
Yeah, I think being a Midwest kid, it's all over the place. I started as a freehand artist, so like just drawing pictures and
Yeah.
all of that. I would make beats with my pencils and the typical stuff we did in middle school. The competition
Yep. Uh-oh. CW, you just went out.
is the best era of hip hop, and
CW,
people. Yep,
it went out.
yep, did it.
You saw it?
Okay, I did see it glitch. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's saying I got 4 bars. You know what? I could try that. Speaking that again, and if it glitch, I'll switch over to the
Yeah,
phone.
do that.
Okay, cool. So my musical influences, I would say, really come from like early 2000 hip hop,
Okay.
which I would argue is the best era of hip hop. I'm probably biased.
Bruh, no, no, it is the
Um,
best era of hip hop.
Yeah, I mean, my homies, who are a little older than me, be like, nah, it's the '90s, it's the golden era. But with the 2000s, you had such a diversity, and everybody was eating.
Yep.
Like you had Cash Money, you had No Limit on the way out, you had Luda was banging,
You had
50
Nelly.
was going diamond, Nelly had Pimp Juice and EI, you had Kanye taking off, you had Jay
T.I.
Eve and M and Nas. I mean, and
Yeah.
Busta and Missy, like everybody was killing. And they all were so diverse. It wasn't like copycat. It was against the rules to do that. Not
Yep.
to mention the underground cats. And so for me, I was just infused being a Midwest kid with all these different sounds and like I love Ludacris. I was listening to Cross Movement and then Lecrae and so I just had a Boca thing. So if you listen to my early music, it's like musically all over the place, genre
Uh-huh.
wise. Like I could rap over everything, but I think as I've settled in, I've kind of like learned how to use my voice and realize what sounds I enjoy. Like I know I love the Rhodes piano and it
Yeah, yeah,
sounds
yeah.
good with my voice. I know I love 808s and the way that they lay if you mix them right with my voice. So for me, I began to develop my sound palette where I think in my early years of hip hop, I didn't necessarily know that. And I also
Okay.
think um, I really lean into songwriting. Like I don't, so I know I'm a hip hop artist, but I really think of myself in like the songwriter vein in that I'm like trying to tell stories and write bridges and really write hooks and really think about the art of songwriting and storytelling through it. So
That's good. That's
and I
good. That's
yeah,
good.
and I'm a rapper who raps with conviction. So
Yeah.
you're not gonna get a lot of cat rap with me. I'm not gonna just be flexing on you all the time. You know,
Unless you're
my
lying.
that's just not really me. Like
Unless you're lying star.
I'm living. Right, unless you lying, right. He gonna talk that talk.
so so tell me a little bit more about
Mm.
your walk with Christ, man. How did you come to know the
Yeah.
Lord for yourself?
Yeah, I met the Lord in '99. That seemed like everybody's year. Everybody I meet, they like '99 I met Jesus, or
You was scared the
they
computers were
was
gonna go out, so you get to get
right,
to know
Y2K. Yeah,
him,
yeah. Yeah, or they was backing it up for the '99 and the 2000, but
huh?
it's one or the other. But that's when I met God. And so for me, early 2000s, I was kind of figuring that thing out and throughout high school and college. Started serving in college and just really fell in love with God, man. It was I have family members who love the Lord. In my book, I was writing about a time where I went back to my grandma's house, my mom's childhood home, to visit my grandma. And the next door neighbor she was like, CW, how you doing? You know, you got bigger. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm doing good. And she's like, well, what you doing now? And I'm like, oh, I do youth ministry. And she was like, oh, I just knew you was gonna be a pastor. And I said, word? Like how? I was so young when I was here. And she said, when you were younger, your grandfather was a minister and he would sit you on his lap and he would read the Bible to you on the porch every day. And
Wow.
she said, you would run up and down the street telling the kids they better be good or they're gonna go to hell.
Yeah.
I have no memory of that, but so I think the idea of God, kind of setting me apart to do music and create and cultivate was just something that he intertwined. And my grandfather was also an artist. He played guitar and he was a
Okay.
craftsman. So it's just like
Dope,
some of those
dope.
things that God had built into my sovereign history. And I just happened to meet the Lord and get excited about him. So I was like, I want to do it this way as I rock.
Man, that is so cool. I
Yeah.
love hearing stories about, the people that prayed for us and the reasons why we're
Hmm.
here. You know what I mean? Like it's just so
Yeah.
influential, their walks with Christ, how they, leave an inheritance for their children's children. And
Facts.
they don't have to be a physical inheritance. It can actually just be the inheriting the word, you know.
Yeah.
But then you go out and you search it for yourself to make sure it lines up with, what you believe. So I love
Hmm.
hearing that, man. You recently did a concert for this EP.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was a
Yep.
live situation. You recorded and
Yeah.
did ticket sales for it. How did it go?
Yeah, it went pretty good overall. So it was kind of like a two-part thing. So we did the actual live show, and then we recorded it, we mixed it, cleaned it up, and then we put it online for people to experience the live online
Oh,
concert. And so it's on my website, and I haven't like it's not public right now. Like people could still see it. If you hit me up, I can point you to it. But eventually we'll put it up on YouTube and all of that stuff. But it was a dope experience. We did the cuts from the album live. We had the band out, singers. We did like a little love mash up in the middle where we sang some popular love songs. It was just a good vibe. It's like I'm in my 30s. It was grown hip hop. And that's not to say like outdated hip hop. That's just saying grown. Like people had their wine, they were sitting there, they were chilling, they were vibing. We were doing some popular R&B joints from the 2000s, and now we were doing some of the records from the new project and the live album. So it was just a really good date night as well as a time to just fellowship and enjoy. So it was dope. I loved it, man.
man, that is so cool, man. I
Yeah,
think a
dog.
lot of people would want to experience something like that if they could,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
Well, and
And
you know
very
what's crazy?
creative too. You had a great rollout
Yeah.
for this project, bro. Like
Thank you, bro.
from the short film to what I see on social media, the graphics, everything, man. You have just really done this in the spirit of excellence.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. And now that we're moving closer to 2026, bro, what are some things that people can look forward to from you?
Yeah, so you know what? I've really been wrestling with what's next, and the reason is because I was telling my one of my managers, I really occupy a space that's kind of in the middle of both the Christian world and the non-Christian world. Like
Okay.
I can very much like if, and you probably notice it as you listen to my music, like you hear glimpses of my faith. It nothing contradicts the word.
Right.
Um, but it's just very much like the way that I tell stories and the things that relate to everyday humans.
Uh-huh.
It plays well in clubs. It plays well at the winery. It plays well at a so far show. But then it also can play well at a church service. And and I just find myself juggling between the two. So I'm like, I really want this next project to serve both audiences well.
Yeah.
I just feel like God doesn't want me to compromise, the gospel or my faith, and at the same time, He doesn't want it to be lyrical theology. Even though I'm a theological student, I'm just not called to that, and that's before it became a trend. So
Got you.
I'm 38. I'm not a young 20s MC. I love folks who are doing that, but like my crowd, they don't want to jump around.
Yeah.
they want to they want to bounce a little bit, but they want to listen to lyrics. They want
I'm your
to
crowd. I don't want to jump around
you are my audience. That's right. That's right.
I'm your
They
avatar.
got a few grays coming in. They
Yeah.
you know
More than a few.
right, exactly. And so, I'm just really thinking deep about how I present the project in a way that serves both audiences well, that is just good music, man.
Yeah.
That I want timeless music. Like I'm using live instrumentation. I want it
Yeah.
to feel big. So we've been really taking our time with it. So that'll be one thing that'll come out, and potentially these benefit concerts that we're thinking about doing around the city. That may
Okay.
be something in December
Okay.
as the year ends too. Yeah.
Cool. That's what's up, bro. What question for you? What's some advice that you would give to someone in your position that has musical talent, they got the gifts, and they just haven't launched out yet? Like right there, they're afraid of something. Young lady, young man is just sitting at home, like, man, I really want to put this out, but they're trying to like second guess themselves and make sure it's perfect and all that kind of stuff. What's your advice on that?
Oof. Oh man. I would say, man, there's a lot to say there. First of all, I would say know your don't oversell yourself. So that's one thing I would say
Yeah.
first. Sometimes people, they'll have like an Instagram that pop off because the video go viral and they numbers shoot up or whatever. And they believe like vanity metrics, right? Like you cannot believe vanity metrics, because I'm very much myself an artist who doesn't have a crazy vanity metrics, but I've done this full time
Yeah.
without the vanity metrics. I've been
Yeah.
able to um, take care of my wife doing it
Absolutely.
and not have certain numbers when it comes to like what it looks like with the streaming services, or my IG, things like that, though I'm working on those things now. But I think vanity metrics can really hurt people, because sometimes people oversell themselves or they undersell themselves. And what I mean by that is someone will reach out to you like, yo, can I do a feature with you? Or I want to book you for a show. And you throwing out numbers and prices that you don't really merit. You don't have a market value for it. I
Right,
know
right,
people
right.
who have 50,000 monthly listeners who can't put five people into a show. They can't sell five tickets because they
Wow.
haven't developed as a hard ticket artist.
Yeah.
So even knowing your market value in certain markets, being realistic with yourself. I heard Olivia Rodrigo, they were talking with her and she was saying how she intentionally plays smaller shows,
Uh-huh.
though she had the audience to play bigger shows. I think that's so wise.
Yeah.
Get connected with a So Far Sounds.
Yeah.
Every city, major city, has an open mic page, open mic, whatever your city is, .com, and you can look at the different open mics and be rocking at those. But I think being realistic about where you're at, and not overselling yourself, because you'll shoot your shot and not meet the promoter's expectations, and you won't get invited back. You'll
Oh
do that
yeah.
at churches, and I think it's just not fair to them. It's not fair to yourself. And don't allow, and along with that, don't allow your exuberance for your music or your pride to get in the way of you making good relationships. Sometimes artists, and me and my friend Aaron Knight have talked about this many times, artists try to reach up, to be pulled up, and to, take off or get the cosign. But if you think about the linear relationships you have and the people who are at the level where you're at, numbers, artistically, experientially,
Right, right.
work with them, and as somebody rises and the tide rises with them, you'll rise too. But if
Absolutely.
you busy just trying to, chase the wrong crowd, that ain't gonna work. So that's one thing that I think I would tell artists, especially ones who are starting out and ones that are still trying to grow their platform. Like them vanity metrics, your pride. It'll tear you up if you don't check yourself and have yourself in a realistic space.
Oh, for sure, for sure,
Yeah.
man. I appreciate that good advice, man. That's good wisdom. That's good
Yeah, for
food for
sure.
knowledge. Man, tell everybody how they can find you on social media, how they can support the new project, and what to look out for next.
Yep. So everything is at the THECW Allen, and you can. There's my website. There's a mailing list that we are actively using. All my social media is at VCW Allen. The latest project is I Am Lion. So I Am Lion is out on streaming platforms. I don't know how long, but it's there right now. So it's on streaming platforms, and yeah, you can hit me up. I'm very accessible. I work with a lot of artists and helping them think about branding and things like that. That's what I do for a living. So I'm available.
That's what's up, bro. Listen, I
Yeah.
appreciate you sitting down doing the independent artist spotlight, man. We had a chance to catch up after 10 years,
Yeah,
man. We
thank
can't let it go
you.
that
I
long
know.
again.
I know that's crazy. I'm hoping to get down that way, to be honest,
Oh,
this
that would be
year.
dope.
I know I'll be down there probably a couple times, but I won't even stop through and just experience the Trackstar
Yeah, man.
life, the
I would love to
studio,
have
the
you come
vibe.
guest host with us.
Yeah, I think that'd be super dope.
That
Yeah, I
would be
love
really
what
cool,
y'all do.
man. That
Yeah,
would be
y'all
really
dope.
cool. Well, thank you again, CW, for sitting in with me, man, doing the independent artist spotlight. Definitely love having these conversations with you, bro. Love building with you. Love the music and
My
everything that you
man.
got going on, bro. It's solid. It shows that God is truly behind you. And we appreciate you and your contribution to this space, man.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate you as well.
All right, man. Listen, that was the full interview with CW Allen. You don't want to miss not a single second of it, man. It's amazing. Great conversation. Make sure you go out, like, and subscribe, and do all the things that you said he was going to do. Make sure you go out, like, and subscribe, and follow him on social media. Check out the EP. It's amazing. Trust me, I would not steer you wrong. It's lyricism at its best. So go check it out. This is your man Ryan Righteous in the Independent Artist Spotlight, and we out. Peace.